Self-esteem, multifaceted. And here today we're looking at respect. What is its connection to self-esteem? Well, let's dive in and find out. I'm Jen Joseph, releasing your confidence. So, what is the relationship of self-respect to self-esteem? In a nutshell, and I use that term a lot, don't I? In a nutshell, it is about the boundaries that we create around our values and standards. It's about the way we expect people to treat us, to use our time, to value our talent. It's about the crossing point that a person can go that far and no further, and we ourselves will go this far and no further. You know, that there are so many stories that we hear about where people have been violated, and it was because of the respect element. The person didn't understand their level of respect, and so they surrendered it and ended up in a state of embarrassment and shame. So self-respect in itself enables us to maintain that level of dignity, of making of making sure that we don't fall into states of embarrassment. Because the one thing about embarrassment that we're often not educated on is that it has a compound effect. When we've gone from one position of embarrassment to another situation, what tends to happen is that we try to cloak those events. We try to hide them, push them down, rather than examining them and finding the lesson in them. And so we lose a significant amount of our self-esteem just because we haven't understood the element of self-respect. So here's another question then. Apart from the embarrassment and shame element, why is it so important? Well, self-respect is important because it's through self-respect that we begin our character development. The character development, and I mentioned it in some of the earlier videos, it's not just about the self-control. It's also about the way we go through a situation of trial and the evidence that we are able to come out of that situation with. That evidence will build and enhance our self-respect or diminish it. You know, so if you've done something and you've tried one time, you tried 2 times, you've tried 3 times, and it's failed, then you're going to feel like, I'm no good. That conversation that begins, I'm no good, or I'm useless, will destroy not only your self-esteem, but the level of respect you have for yourself in terms of your ability to persist and persevere. And I have a friend who was making bread, and you know, it's something that was outside of her skill sets, but she persevered, she persisted, she kept on and on and on until she got it right. And when she got it right, it was like, yes, I've done it. The level of respect that she had for herself because she persevered had grown exponentially, and that will not just have an impact on the thing that she was trying to accomplish, it will have an impact across the whole paradigm of her life. So here's a question for you. Why is self-respect useful? Well, I mean, apart from the fact that, you know, we all want people to value us, and that value, as I said earlier, is never going to happen until we value ourselves. Self-respect is the glue that holds all the other attributes together, because it is the element that is creating our character. It's the one that's making us say, I am bold, I am courageous, I am strong, I am, and whatever you want to follow the I am with. It glues our self-esteem into a state that is not fixed in any way that it's concrete, immovable, but it holds it together that when we face hard times, for example, during lockdown. We are more resilient, we are more flexible, reliable. We become the kind of person that we want to be around. So how does it show up? Have you ever walked into a room and, the atmosphere has just felt heavy, but then somebody else walks in and immediately the atmosphere is lifted and you think, oh, what happened? And then you notice the person. See, somebody with a high level of self-respect tends to be so comfortable with themselves that they have what is termed by the Heart Math Institute as coherence. They have brain and heart coherence, so that whatever messages are going on internally, they mirror what we're seeing externally. And so because of that, the field that they generate, which some people call the aura, or Christians and people of faith will call the shield of faith, it's so large that it influences the vibration in that room. Now, we tend to call such people charismatic, but whatever you want to call the person, when that person is heart-centered, and because they know who they are sounding their character, they have a magnetic influence on their environment. I hope that you can get to that position too, because it's so important for us to be that stable that we can notice, we can be aware, we can be mindful of other things going on around us so that we can live purposeful lives. And in the final video, I will be looking at purpose. I'd like you to go back to your journals and start recording some of the incidences that you've gone through over, say, the last year, and look at what element of your character stood out most, and then determine for yourself, is that a part of me that I want to enhance, or is that a part of me I'd like to adjust and modify and chip the raw edges off? Now, as you do this exercise, what will happen is an internal conversation will begin. And this is a good thing, not a bad thing, because as you become aware of that conversation, you can eliminate then the bits that no longer work for you. Okay, this is Jen Joseph, releasing your confidence. And should you want to contact me, I am available through email on info@eecoaching.co.uk. Bye for now.